Back to the swamp for Hatchet 2. So Craig.
Okay, this is Hatchet 2 and picture is up!
That first day on set when Craig announced that, picture was up, I mean, I think you could hear us cheering like 2 states over. It was exciting. It was really exciting.
So one of the big reasons we did the second Hatchet movie was so that we could put the band back together.
The camera department, I mean, the same makeup effects people are back, everybody down to the wire. And I think that's why it shines.
Good to see so many friends, familiar faces here today.
When we made the first Hatchet, for me and for a lot of us who were sort of like in charge of it, it was our first real movie.
This time around we have like 5 years under our belt on the acting side and the guys behind the camera.
At this point, Hatchet 2 is like my 5th movie.
I just remember on the first one there was a lot of time where we would just sit in the offices and look around and say, we're making a movie, we're making a movie. And then this time around it was more like, hey, we're making a movie, let's go, we gotta do this, we gotta do that.
It seems like that you're using terms that I haven't heard before from Hatchet 1 on shots. What is the name of the shot that you're gonna do right now? Is this the French thing?
Oh no, this is not.
Not
French
French.
overs. No, I wanted to get French overs, but unfortunately we blew 2 hours today, so.
Can we do Spanish unders?
I didn't even know who that girl was!
One of the criticisms that Adam got with the first film is that there just weren't enough kills.
Easiest way to raise the stakes on a sequel, like what was the body count the first time? Okay, let's double it. And we didn't just double it, we almost tripled it.
Oh!
Oh, we died already.
We want everything to matter, and we want to always give people something. We don't just want a movie where a new group of tourists go on a swamp tour.
And over the long months of Cheyenne's passing, Thomas and Lena got closer.
One of the most exciting things in writing the story was getting to tell all of Victor Crowley's origins. But now you look at the makeup and you look at and it totally makes sense. And that Victor Crowley is half black and half white.
Some say she died the moment she laid eyes on her child.
This is gonna really freak people out. This is gonna be like Zelda scary.
That we were just talking. That's my scariest moment
Yeah,
ever.
me too, Zelda.
I think about it like every 3 days. I'm kind of obsessed with it.
And what I wanted to do in Hatchet 2 is give a new generation of kids that moment, that really kind of fucked up moment that you can't quite get out of your head.
Una dolama eunices. Una dolama eunices.
God. Wow.
She cursed the baby and everything, and he grew up to be a very unfriendly guy.
All right, we hear you, Vernon. It's funny.
What are y'all doing?
Making a movie.
You are? All right. What am I doing?
I think we're going to throw you in the movie.
You're going to take advantage of the megawattage of my superstardom?
It's a surreal experience. In this very room last week, we were shooting a scene and Kane Hodder's hiding in the back. You know, R.A. is beside me, who was Leatherface.
I'm single. Tom Holland, the great director.
Don't care to know you.
John Carl Buechler, special effects man extraordinaire and horror director.
You get out of my house, Mary Beth Dunstan.
What's going on?
Danielle Harris, from some of the earliest original Halloweens and then back in Rob Zombie's Halloween.
After we did Hatchet 1, Adam told me that Tony Todd's character would be much more involved in the second movie, and I was like, perfect, because people love him too.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Jason, myself, all represented, man. This is insane. Everybody's so secure with themselves, and that's a pleasure.
Well, it's fun. We're all exchanging stories. The horror behind the scenes, behind the camera.
Reverend Zombie said that Dad was one of the people involved in Victor Crowley's death. Isn't that true?
I think the very first day, the first thing we shot was her in the shower. And it's a good way to humble an actress right off the bat. I mean, like, here you go, take your clothes off.
Let me know when you're ready in there, Danielle.
And that was definitely fun.
Are we okay?
So we're gonna need her position closer to the camera. It looks like she's wearing pants, though.
She's not. No? It's that shadow coming over
Okay.
here.
Danielle, can you step a little bit closer to the curtain? Yeah, see, it looks like she's wearing pants.
Oh, yeah. It looks like she's got black pants on.
But she has a new thong on.
Are you sure?
Did you want to
Oh, you know, it's like the reflection on the water. Oh, wait, no. Oh!
But I'm like, well, tattoo.
We're like, why is she wearing pants?
Is it on the other side? Can she turn around?
Do you want to cover it?
She's just got to get dried off.
What happens if you turn around?
There you go.
There we go.
She is a very talented actress, and you know, I think was the perfect choice when it didn't work out for Tamara to do this movie.
She's a legend like the other legends that we have in the film.
For anyone who's seen the story of the first one and the whole Dee Snider thing and how the first movie got made, thought it would be cool to have a Twisted Sister shirt on Mary Beth. I think Mary Beth would rock out to the glam metal.
Maybe Mike.
Adam told me that she was going to play that role, and I was really happy because I knew she would bring it. It's not an easy role. She's crying through half the movie because you have to remember the Hatchet 2 picks up from the very last frame of Hatchet 1.
I'd originally read for Hatchet 1.
But then somebody brought up, okay, so you got Kane Hodder, you got Robert Englund, you got Tony Todd, you got Josh Leonard, you got Mercedes McNabb, and you want one more horror person in this? I was like, God, you're right. 5 years later, we're getting ready to make the sequel, and it's becoming evident that things are not going to work out with Tamara. And there I am calling Danielle saying, hey, what do you think about doing Hatchet 2? And I think the first thing she said to me was, admit you were wrong.
So kind of bust his chops a little bit about that.
I was wrong. She's like, I'm in.
The essence of the character of Mary Beth is definitely there with Danielle.
But I am going to bury that hatchet deep into his fucking face.
Yes.
Hey, I was thinking it would be cool if, have you ever been in a harness? Quickly get in the harness, we'll put you on the deal.
You're trying to hang me up there and go to lunch. That's what you're doing.
Why would I do that?
Guys, now you know what? After lunch, let's do that.
Okay. So we're good here then? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's lunch for a half, everybody. Lunch for a half.
For most, if not all, of the features that I've made at this point, I've had a very close core group of friends and family that are my crew.
He was going to hang Green up by the airplane wire and leave him there for lunch.
These were the same people that did the first one, and it was fun to sort of step back into it and pick up right where we left off and sort of finish what we set out to do.
Except somehow he totally figured it out. I'm not really sure.
Andy Garfield has been my composer since before Hatchet.
I can't wait to write the music for the voodoo chanting I'm going to do. Oh, it's going to be the choir and everything.
Oh, that's great.
It's going to be badass.
It's like this big orchestral, huge classical score, but then he's got like kind of speed metal going on in there too. That was great, but that just goes to show how well he knows me too. I mean, when am I ever going to hear like electric guitars and not get fucking excited? Another key factor in like the Ariscope family is our post-production crew.
Where were all the actions?
Ed Marks, who I first worked with editing Frozen, came back to edit Hatchet 2. Amazing guy in the fact that he's like me, he doesn't sleep, he doesn't stop, he doesn't need to eat, he doesn't need to have any other life other than working on these things, and he's been instrumental to all of it.
Am I making DVDs or are you?
How's it going, Jason?
We have a half hour to get 3 shots.
What's been great about Jason is that he's sort of a jack of all trades, especially with Hatchet 2. He helped produce and did anything that like Corey or Sarah like needed to delegate. Then he was also directing second unit.
That's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do, is actually direct myself and kill myself at the same time. It was very difficult.
And then what is the wider?
The wider is just to show it coming out the back too.
You don't have enough screen time.
Oh, you don't think?
Cody, you're
Good thing we're filming in the dark.
But what's great about her is you can't tell her no. So you could be like, well, I don't know if this one's gonna happen, so we're gonna give up. And then she just sort of like finds a way.
This is our first footage that we're shooting with our brand new behind the scenes camera. Everybody wore about 15 different hats. I spent a lot of time running around getting B-roll. We didn't have enough money to hire a DVD crew.
Even with Hatchet 1, I think Sarah's really the one who kind of designed what the wardrobe was gonna be.
I love it. That looks great. You just smoothed it. I think it's in the right spot. It's not too high. It's not too protruding. It's kind of like, boys carry low, so they say.
How's it feel to be producers? The 2 original producers on the show.
Corey Neal is what I would call like the magical money man.
So as of right now, as far as you're concerned, Ed is on it?
Corey Neal is the producer who has to deal with all the stuff that I would never want to deal with.
This set call at 10 a.m.
And somehow does it with a very mild manner and is always just cool to everybody. And I think that's one of the most important things to have as a producer.
We should blame you because everyone just likes to blame producers.
I don't care.
Corey takes the most amount of shit in this group because he's the producer and he's the one in charge.
I need to do a topless body check on you.
Topless body check. Actually, nobody wants to see me topless right now.
Oh,
I haven't been to the gym since November.
I can't even tell it. I can't tell a difference.
Literally November.
Can't tell a difference.
See what I do for you?
Craig has been a crucial part of this whole team since we made the very first Hatchet. Note to self, when I get the Academy Award for Hatchet 2, thank you. I don't think I'm going to get one for this. I'm throwing it out there. You never know?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's go. Most ADs, they're the bad guy on set. They're the ones barking out all the orders.
Okay, we need about 10 minutes.
But when you can do that in a way where people still like you and are excited to do what you're telling them to do, that's a real skill.
I know, I'm using my own phone as a production phone right now. This is my personal
And your
phone.
computer, right?
And my own computer. And my camera. We're shooting this with my camera.
I was wondering if you were going to shoot it on that, though.
Yeah, we should. All right, ready? Places.
Yeah,
and action.
Will's probably the most talented and versatile director of photography that I've ever seen.
And kind of take them like this and kind of get a horizontally thing from, because they're going to come at us, and they're all going to kind of cross the lens.
He can do anything, and he does all of it with a really happy and fun attitude.
It's a pickup.
It's really no secret that I couldn't do anything without Will.
I was really excited to have my buddy BJ McDonald back on camera for this one, and he's just so much more than just a camera guy.
He comes every day with a bunch of his own ideas, and he's been such an integral part of especially Hatchet. I gave him a credit up front in the opening titles, which camera operators don't really get anymore. I think not since really the 70s. It's very rare.
I love working with Adam and Will and Corey and Jason and Derek now. Dark Sky fit in great. We love working with them, and they just kind of let us do our thing, and I think that's how we work the best.
We will definitely commit, resources and personnel to make sure that this is as big a release as possible.
What I really liked about Dark Sky was these guys got that I only wanted to make Hatchet 2 that was going to please people who liked Hatchet 1. And not a lot of places would do that. Most would be like, how do we broaden it out this time? There's some people that didn't like the first one. How do we win them? How do we get them in? They didn't care. And I think that's pretty awesome.
You can't have a phone on. Did you hear anything? Hey, Green. Nothing. Right over his head. Hatchet 1 sucked. The sequel's a mistake. Did you hear any of that? What? Let him play, yeah, Green. I'm just kidding. I said I didn't like Hatchet, I did like Hatchet.
He said the sequel is a mistake.
Hey, somebody joking around out there. This shit ain't funny.
I will shoot you in the head.
Then something moves over there, and you gotta turn around.
Yeah.
And you yell again, show yourself, and you blow your fucking head off. And then something moves over here, and you turn here. Last one.
Just who is it?
Adam's one of those, one of the most energetic, exhilarating directors I've ever worked with. His enthusiasm is contagious.
So this is just absolute horror in your faces, wide-eyed, holy shit. And
It's fun to see him at the monitor, and he gets really excited. He gets like a kid. Like when he, I mean, I just see him like, you know, take the headphones off, and he's like, oh, cut. Oh, it was so good.
Cut! Yeah! Woo! Check that shit!
That was awesome.
Okay, we're checking that shit.
So much of the attitude on the set comes from the director. And so you have a very positive, loving attitude from Adam, and it radiates to everybody else. A tip of the hat to Adam Green.
Why don't you come by my trailer when we wrap? We'll have a meeting about some stuff.
Yeah, totally. That was the director.
Even if we're in a dark movie, serious things, we still have fun, we still laugh, and he's just a very, very talented guy, and I'm really happy that I'm the guy that played a character in his first major movie, because I feel quite privileged for that.
Oh, tell me you love me.
Roll sound. Set.
And action.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Yeah, you do. Clear. Swing. All right, hot. That was fucking sweet. 3, 2, 1.
We did it.
We did it.
BC mark.
Set.
So we have no signal. Hold on.
Which camera?
C camera.
Come on. Oh, come on. What? You fell asleep on me again, did you? Oh my God!
Yeah, man, I'm just having a blast. You see, we're inside, but we're gonna be pretending to be outside just to show you how good of an actor I am. Yeah, I can pretend I'm outside even when I'm inside, you know? That doesn't mean anything, because it's all up here and right here.
Man in his house.
Brian McBrien did his very first production designer credit with Hatchet 1. We actually shot most of this movie on a stage. So Brian was faced with the task of actually building Victor Crowley's house from scratch and doing it in such a way that it was going to fit what my 8-year-old mind had come up with. And that first day when Brian had me come down and walked me through Victor Crowley's house, and I got to sit in Victor Crowley's bedroom, to stand in the kitchen where he was conceived and where he was born, it was awesome.
We're making pumping blood. Made specifically just to run through tubes so it sprays out.
And what was in there before you poured that stuff in there?
Trade secret. Yacht. Kool-Aid. You want to sip it?
Robert Pendergraft started, he was really studying under John Beekler, who did our effects for Hatchet 1, and Robert was his shop foreman. So when we got ready to do Hatchet 2, I was saying to Robert, you know, when are you going to step up to the plate? When are you going to actually be the key makeup effects designer? And he was like, oh, I don't know, I don't even have my own shop, and it's fine. And it was no slight to John, who had done the first one, or anybody else. I just wanted Robert to step up and have his own movie. And I encouraged him and I pushed him, and he ended up saying, well, my aunt has a big garage, and maybe I could do it out of her garage. And I said, that sounds great. And he said, we're going to do Hatchet 2 out of my aunt's garage.
Nice.
Of course we're going to do the effects for Hatchet 2 out of a 90-year-old woman's garage. Where else would we do it? Everybody, Robert, fucking... Yeah.
A little known trick, or maybe more well known amongst effects artists, is using shaving cream to get the pink stain from the blood out of your skin, out of your clothes. I can't offer much help. Just try washing it and hope for the best.
Cut! Let's bring him down.
Bring him down.
Mark. Remember the picture's right here, guys. If you're looking at them.
I will cue blood. You guys ready?
Set.
Okay, and action being started.
And we're cut.
Yeah! 2, 1, go! 2, 1, go!
The biggest question at conventions and appearances, like, where did you come up with the kills? But that's almost like, where did you come up with anything? You know, it just sort of happened.
So disturbing.
And I'm not a violent person at all. Hold on, I need a bath. I'm very dirty. Well, what other gory things can we talk about?
That's fine, dude. We'll do it a couple times. Don't even worry about it.
He's gonna kill me!
Action! Again, Perry's gonna scream for 4 seconds. When he stops screaming, Robert stops spraying blood, Kane pulls away, and I'll say go get him, and he brings it back. Here we go. And action! Go get him! Again, Perry's gonna scream for 4 seconds. When he stops screaming, Robert stops spraying blood, Kane pulls away, and I'll say go get him, and he brings it back. Here we go. And action! Go get him!
We beat the crap out of Kane on this one.
Well, it's two large guys slamming all over the place. We kind of designed the fight to kind of have the momentum go one way, and then the other guy gets the upper hand, then it goes back.
I was very grateful that Kane, as stunt coordinator, allowed me to do my own fight scene rather than be doubled.
It ends with my favorite kill.
And that really stemmed from American History X. That was the first time that I saw a curbing and learned the terminology, curbing, but I was so pissed you didn't see it.
Come on, you hatchet-faced fuck!
Tony Todd, the first day I was working on it, I was like, look, man, I'm kind of new at this. I'm terrified. I'm nervous. I don't want to blow it. And he came up to me and he was like, you know, he's like, you feel that, like, that thing in your stomach? And I was like, yeah. He goes, when you don't feel that, quit.
Voodoo. Magic. Just keep your eyes open. I'm a fan turned actor. So, I mean, I grew up watching, you know, all kinds of films, but just studying frame by frame by frame. And now I keep pinching myself to match in the industry.
He's one of the few actors who kind of comes to set with a script that's like a Bible. All these notes that he's like scribbling and stuff in there. And late night texts, 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, questions about Reverend Zombie. Who were his grandparents? Where did he get his walking stick from? How much did he pay for his walking stick? But my favorite, really late at night, I got a text from Tony, and I always like to read his text out loud like Candyman whenever I get his text. Adam, does Reverend Zombie know magic? And I wrote back, no, he doesn't know magic, he's a con man. And he instantly texts back, does he think he knows magic? No, Tony, he's a con artist. Then he writes back, can he want other people to think that he thinks that he knows magic? Fine. And that's where so many of those great Reverend Zombie things come from now.
Is Sean all right?
I don't know.
I can see why this guy works all the time.
When were you gonna tell me that your brother didn't bring the boat back?
You didn't? It's great to, what I call play tennis, you know, with him just riling back and forth, you know, and giving and taking. Sean didn't bring the boat back last night. And finding things that are, you know, beyond the page.
Am I hurting anybody?
I'm sorry. Oh, that wasn't right.
Walk away, Gabe. Go after him.
Oh, that was great.
Looks like a real body, though. And action! Alright, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, pull. Okay, Robert, you're gonna suck his face in on the ball.
Okay.
Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, pull.
And
there we go.
I went into this business to be a stuntman, and I didn't think I'd ever really do any, you know, dramatic dialogue acting parts.
You killed my son.
Once he gave me the shot to do a little bit of emotional stuff in Hatchet, you know, floodgates opened and everybody wanted me to do more serious acting, which I've never been trained as an actor at all, no acting classes or anything.
I could always see it. Even just watching him play Jason and some of these other characters he had done in makeup, there's an actor there, and he's phenomenal. And I love that people are seeing that now.
Adam's main focus for doing Hatchet and working on this Hatchet franchise is for the fans. He wants to give them a gift, and that's what he would say daily.
This movie is not for us, it's for the fans that made this happen. One of the most touching and humbling moments in all of this with meeting the fans was at San Diego Comic-Con this past summer of 2010. I was doing a signing for Frozen, and a lot of Hatchet fans came through the line, and I think because San Diego has a lot of military base there were a lot of different soldiers that came through, each with their own stories. And one in particular told me a story about how he and his 3 best friends had just come back from their second tour of Iraq. And he told me that almost every Saturday they would watch Hatchet, and they were just into slasher movies. It was their favorite movie. And for a while they could laugh and sort of enjoy themselves, even though they were living through a hell over there that most people would never understand. One of them did not make it home, but the other 3 did, and he just wanted to tell me that on October 1st, when Hatchet 2 was going to open in theaters, that they were bringing their fallen brother's ashes with them to the same theater so they could all go watch it together. And when you hear a story like that, it makes everything worth it.
Cut! Woo! They're gonna live forever!
We made it. We made it.